Navy Vet 76 out at the range with my Dutch Mannlicher again and more reloads. Now today I have my Hornady, hold on, I got the wrong load data, round nose. It's a 267 diameter round nose bullet. It's a lead tip jacketed bullet. And the overall length is 2 inches, 892 thousandths. Using IMR 4895 at 30 grains. I didn't know I had these. I forgot I ordered them. I know I had some older reloads that were in there from the last time I shot. That was last week. And I thought I'd load some more. So these 25 are my reloads. And you'll notice that I was making some of my brass, if I can get it to, well, not that one. I was using 3040 Craig as a parent case. It worked better than the 303 brass. So I started using that. I was using some surplus HXP brass, and that stuff didn't work very well at all. And I was getting some bad primer pockets and stuff with that HXP brass as well. And then I forgot I had these. And these are PPU pointed boat tail. These are full metal jacket. And they're 139 grain. I used 140 grain load data. The package on them from PPU says 268 thousandths diameter, but when you measure them, they're actually 267. So again, I'm using the CCI primer, and the overall length is 3 inches 30 thousandths. And I've shot these one time before, and that was shortly after I got this rifle. I was shooting at 35 grains. I bumped it up to 35 and a half grains because when I looked up in Cartridges of the World, my speed on these was first time out. Let me get there. My speed was, the fastest was 2395, and the slowest was 2277. So I'm not going to set up the chronograph today, but I know that I want to be around 24 to 2500 feet per second. I think that extra half a grain is going to get me there without any issues. So we'll try that. And then I have one that right here where this band is, there's a ring around the base. And if you'll remember from my last time shooting, I had a case separation. I'm going to save this one for last and see if we can get this to do that. All right, let's pause this, and then I'm going to go down and set up my target. I forgot to tell you guys that I did build the front sight up a little bit more with some JB welds because I was shooting high, and I'd found a load that I thought worked. But now I just I found these full metal jacket boat tails. I got like 3 packages of these, and I didn't have to resize these. They were perfect for my groove diameter, which I reslugged the groove diameter after shooting last week, and it is 267 thousandths groove diameter. Now this is an original in-block clip, and it is pretty rusty. Okay. So I have no idea where they're going to shoot. They'll probably shoot low. I'm going to shoot one right on the target if I can see it. Sight's a little fuzzy today. It's going to be a fuzzy sight day. Significant recoil there. Probably should have wiped the oil out of there a little bit. But that recoil is a little painful. I think I want to get I'm going to shoot this anymore. I want to get something on there because last week was painful. So I'm going to put my slip-on recoil pad on here. Okay, we're going to aim the same spot every time. Oh yeah, that's better. This is original brass from, I don't know, the 1930s maybe. Some of it actually has a date on it. This one says 1937. 35. So this is old brass, and I annealed it, and I've got maybe 3, maybe 4 reloads out of this. All right. Now then, we'll see if I even hit the backstop. Probably have this set way too high. Get the focus in here. We are not on the paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're really low. And by the time I get this dialed in, I won't have any ammo. But since you're watching, I'll show you how I do this. Now I can drift the front sight left and right for windage, but I also, the elevation, I just have to file it down. Right now, I'm shooting really low. And like I keep telling y'all, the JB weld doesn't do any harm to the firearm, and I can knock it right off when I get rid of this gun, it's not a problem. So, all right. I was shooting to the left a little, and I can take some of this JB Weld off on the left side. We'll force it right a little bit. All right. We'll see how much I brought that up. Okay. I only got 25 of these. And if I'm shooting in groups of 5, how many shots do I get? If I can get groups, you know, then that's fine. Okay. All right. That's a pretty decent load. I'm getting a slight flattening of the primer, but not too bad. Not that I would consider an issue. Getting good strikes. I bought a CH40 seeding die. I was using a 303 seeding die, and that was creating some of my issues. I also have a CH40 sizing die. And this round, the other thing I did was trim my brass as well. Excuse me. All right. The 6.5 round, pretty cool round. Let's peek and see where we're at with the elevation. Okay. Still really low. That's weird. Really low.
1 minute, ceasefire, 1 minute.
All right. So I'm going to try filing this down quite a bit then. I was shooting high last week, but that was a different bullet. This week, ouch, that's hot. All right.
Ceasefire, 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 light safe. Guns down on the table, magazines out, action, open, flag installed, and set behind yellow line.
And that's a ceasefire. It'll make you. So I don't want to subject you to the wait for time to fire again, but I have noticed that these bullets shoot a lot lower than the 270 caliber bullets that I resized for this the last time. And what I did discover was, after slugging the bore again, that those 270 bullets were 2,000ths over the groove diameter, and that could have been causing some of the problems I was having. And well, I'm sure it was causing some of the problems I was having. So I did order another sizing die. I was hoping it'd be in by now, but it's not, from Lee. And it's a 270, no, it's a 267 sizing die. And so those ones that I sized to 269, I'm running them again and take them down to 267. You know, it's a little disconcerting when you're out to the range and you're back behind the firing line and you look down on the ground and you find looks like a 9mm spent bullet laying on the ground behind you. Have no idea where it came from, whether it ricocheted back or somebody picked it up and then dropped it back here, but you just never know. That's interesting. Well, let's wait for the next. Yeah, you saw me working on that JB weld with the file. I get a feeling that these probably will shoot, just knock the JB weld off and use the stock front sight. I don't know. That's what it's looking like. But those previous bullets I used were shooting really high. Now this IMR 3031 is a faster powder than the 48.5. And I think it's a great powder for short barrels. A lot of these powders in short barrels doesn't burn completely. And the 3031 being a faster burn rate, probably a little more effective in the shorter barrels. I have to order some more of these. PPUs. I don't know. I gotta get the elevation up a little bit so I can see what the group is. And the drop one. I'm gonna have them all wasted by the time I even get on paper. Oh, look here. See where they're at. Yeah, they're on the paper now. And yeah, I think the JB weld is pretty much useless. On this. Let me just knock it off. Let me knock it off of here and see what happens. I got a feeling this particular load is shooting right to the sight. Of course, it would be shooting low because we're at 50 yards. But get down here to the metal. Okay. Yeah, there we go. You hear it? It just knocks her. All right. Pretty much back down to the stock sight. And I only got 10 more of these to shoot. But that's fine. But at least you see how I do it with the JB well. Okay, now we are back to the stock sight, sight height. And I am shooting with the sight all the way down. All right. Looks like the sun's deciding to come out. It's been gloomy all day long. But the news said that it would come out. All right. Now I knocked the sights off. Yep. And it's pretty much back to where it was. They're shooting high. Probably 12 inches. No, it wouldn't be 12 inches. That'd be about 8 inches high. Because I'm shooting on the bottom ring is my aim point of the target, and it's shooting right at the top of that sheet of paper that is printed on. So, and the sights are a little fuzzy for me, the front sight is. So I just kind of got to guess.
1 minute, ceasefire, 1 minute.
Okay. Just do these last few after the break. So this is what I'm using at the moment. I believe I got these from Graff & Sons. I have 3 packages of these. This is my last 5 rounds. And then I go to the round nose. So putting all that JB weld on there, that was for the resized bullets that were the 270 calibers that I resized. And I hit them at 269. These bullets appear to be shooting closer to what would be the correct point of aim for these sights, but I'm just guessing. Because I'm shooting at 50 yards and it's shooting high. And again, these are the last ones. So I'm going to compensate for these last 5 for elevation. So I can get a separate group. I will say the CH40 die seems to work a lot better than my cobbled together reload set that I had. The seating die is not causing me problems with neck bulging and misalignment and all that other kind of stuff. The other thing I need to be more consistent about is trimming my brass. The CH40 die, the seating die will crimp your brass a little, and if you don't have your brass all to the same length, it will crush your brass if it's too long, among other things. The seating depth won't be right. That one's probably a little wild. And this is the last one. That extra half a grain not really be causing me any problems. I can't find any load data for this outside of Cartridges of the World. And it says 35 grains of the IMR 3031, and then it gives a speed. And that was for a 140 grain bullet, and this is only 1 grain lighter, so I just used that data. I want to see with my Kentucky window. Yeah. So I'll show you the progression at the break. You know, that's not bad group for what this rifle is. Again, I've seen way worse with other firearms, so I've also seen tighter groups with this firearm. I think it likes the 270 caliber that I resized before, and right off the top of my head, I do not really remember what that was. Yeah, it was that was a Hornady SP Interlock 130 grain bullet I shot the last time, and I was using IMR 4895. And if you look in the previous video I did last week for this gun, you'll see that those weren't bad loads, but I was having some issues with pressure and some other things. And part of that was because I had decided a little big. So when the sizing die comes in, I'm going to run those through the sizing die and try them again. A lot of shooting going on at the pistol range. I know with this mic I've got, it seems my voice gets through all of that. So I'm going to try the round nose neck, and then we will try to create a case separation so I can show you how it happened to me when I was shooting my jungle carbine a few weeks ago. Thinking there was a line in the case and I didn't see it. But I'll pause the camera and wait for the next break. And here's the Hornady bullets. And we're going to shoot these next after the break. And I don't know if I can see this or not. There you go. You see that line in there? If you see that in a case, just throw that case away. Last shot I'm going to take today is going to be this one. To see if I can force a case separation. Just to show you. Well, here's the progression. First one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. 1, 2, 3 with the JB weld. Then I knocked the JB weld off. That was 4. And that was 5. And that's really for that carbine. Those are really good groups. Really are. I'm going to try the round nose bullets next. And of course the point of aim is going to change completely. My point of aim was right here for these shots and all of those down there. This one, this last one, since I knew it was shooting high, my point of aim was right here. And that's what I got. So once I decide on what bullet I want to use, and it looks like a toss-up between the 270 caliber bullets that are resized and these PPU bullets that are right on what I need for size. When ammo is scarce, you need choices as far as bullets go. And during the pandemic, things were hard to get, and you just have to figure things out. And so when I do these videos, I try to provide options for people to use. So I'm going to mount another target. Okay, check, make sure the mic is still on. It is. Well, you know what the load date is on this. And you know I knocked my JB weld off of my front sight. And you know it shoots left a little bit with the other ammo. Now, this round nose stuff, it's kind of hard to find. I don't know when I got this. I got like 3 boxes of these. This stuff is hard to find, and I'd love to find it in 7mm, my Mausers, but it's almost impossible to find. So I realized I had these. Thought, you know, I'll load up 25 of these and see what happens. And we got a light strike. Okay. Either that or the powder didn't ignite and I have a squib. Which do you think it is? It looks like a good enough strike. I don't know. Try another one. At least it didn't squib, right? The recoil on these is really mild, but I do have pressure signs with yeah, I'm getting pressure with these. That backed the primer a little. I don't know why that one's on fire. Now look at that. It happened already. Alright. I don't know if you can see that, but I have a case separation here. And not going to push it anymore. I gotta try and get this magazine out of here. That's not good. And that one's stuck in there. Now I did bring the stuff to pull that out of there if I can. So I'm gonna go get that. These are lacing, or that's not the right word. I want to say lacing hooks, crochet hooks. I think that's what they're called.
1 minute, ceasefire, 1 minute.
And you can see the case is out. And what I'll do is I'll reach up in there and grab the end of the neck of the case. And a lot of times they just pull out. And sometimes that can happen. Then what I'll do is I'll put the hooks in there, and I'll put a rod in, give me a little pressure on the try to get that out of there. A little pressure, but you can see this is not pull the brass. See that primer is a little flattened and a little deformed. So that's what I was going to show you to look for. I didn't notice a ring on that one, but you know, now that I look in there, you see that right there? You don't want that. Hold on.
Comes down on the table, make it down, action, open, flash, installed, and step behind the yellow line.
So, what's going on here is I've got a combination of things going on. But that little ring right there, that can cause you problems. I didn't notice those before. I should inspect my brass a little more. And this is what happens when you don't. So,
alright, shooters, looks like the line is safe. Put out rings, put up targets, check targets, come back, clean up your brass, and step behind the yellow line.
so I need to look for those before I reload them. And obviously I didn't do that. So what I think is these bullets are pretty much full diameter and they're long. So these are engaging the rifling, the full length of the bullet. And that can cause pressure to build up. And I think that's part of it. The other thing is I could probably drop the powder charge down a tad. And also need to inspect my brass a little better and see what's going on there. Alright, I pulled everything out of the in-block clips. And I'm looking for a ring on the cases. And if I'm not seeing a ring, I'm going to shoot them. I pulled some out and threw them in my ammo box over there. I'll disassemble them and save the component and throw the brass away. So, you know, there's a little pressure on these. But these were originally designed to shoot. That one blew that one got a ring on it as well. So I don't know what the deal is here. What brass was that? That's the 3040 Craig brass. Okay. It also blew the primer pocket. So if you get case separation on the case, you did not notice a ring on it. And it blows the primer. And you show a little more deforming on the primer than normal. That should be your first indication to stop shooting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm stopping. This is not a safe load. These round nose bullets, this particular load is too high a pressure. We can try the round nose in a Carcon, see how they work there. Yeah, you can see it right there. There's a little bit of case separation going on right there. And then it's burned. So let's jump. That's not safe to go any further with that. So we're done. You know what sucks? Is that was a good load. I mean, good group. It grouped really good. And that's my point of aim. And that's with the round nose bullets. Too bad. Too bad I'm getting too much pressure. That is too bad.